The first exercise of this warm-up is a banded big toe curl. It's very important to activate the big toe. It's going to help you utilize your glutes and your hips to pull the world behind you, and it's also going to engage your arch with each step. You're going to need a thick band like so, with actually the width of your toe. You're going to wrap it around your big toe, and you're going to curl your toe. So I'm pulling on that band, and I'm just curling my big toe.
We're going to keep activating the big toe from a split stance, and we're going to do a calf raise with the band underneath our big toe. You're going to put your band around your ankle, place the band underneath the big toe of the opposite foot. You're going to step out, and you're going to do a calf raise on that back leg with that band underneath that big toe. And if you release that tension of pressing down into the ground, that band would snap away. This is the split stance 3D hip routine. Split stance is a lunge stance. I want to make sure the back foot is pointed straight forward. We're going to squeeze the glutes, drive the hips forward. You're going to feel a stretch on the hip flexor of your back leg. Then you're going to leave the hips locked out and forward, and you're going to shift your hips to the right and left. You'll feel this in the groin and then the side of your hip. And then lastly, we're going to do circles in each direction.
90-90 hip transitions while leaning back. You're going to lean back as far as you can with your knees bent at 90 degrees, but still being able to keep your knees on the ground. You're going to transition, push into the ground. Transition, push into the ground. You're going to feel a stretch in the front side of your hip. Next, we're going to do 90-90 hip transitions with no hands. You're going to lean over your front leg, push into the ground, transition, keeping your feet planted. Lean over, transition, and repeat. This is the single leg glute bridge. You're gonna lay on your back, put one foot close to your butt, squeeze your glute, and lock the hips out and hold it at the top for the recommended time.
The alligator plank. Planks are a postural exercise, meaning they want to develop good posture. So to have good posture, tall spine, stomach stuck in through the sides of your stomach, front of your stomach, and through your lower back. You also want to activate your pelvic floor. Okay, imagine needing to go to the restroom and just engaging those muscles. So you're going to be down in that planking position, good posture, just alternating doing a knee kick straight out to the side.
All right, this is the Messier Lunge. It's essentially a lateral lunge, so you're going to be extra wide stance, toes pointed straight forward, and you're going to just push the hips to the right and left without letting them come up in between each rep. All right, so keep the hips low. You're going to really feel it in your groin. All right, this is a single arm kettlebell goblet squat with the kettlebell in the front rack. All right, so you're going to need a lighter kettlebell. You're going to put it over one shoulder. You're going to take a squat stance, and you're going to go all the way down, all the way up. You're going to want to try to keep your spine nice and vertical and not let that kettlebell bend you over to the side, so you're really going to wake up your obliques. All right, now we're going to do a single arm kettlebell swing. You're going to grab that kettlebell in one hand, hold it in front of you and between your legs. You're going to push your hips back. Squeeze your glutes, drive the hips forward. Let that kettlebell swing forward naturally. All right. Now we're going to try to resist rotation with our trunk, because as we're pulling on it, it's going to want to pull us into rotation, but you're going to want that chest pointed straight forward whole time. Use those obliques and that core muscle. Shoulder circles, full range of motion. Do the desired number one way, then reverse the direction of the circle. Take your time to go through a full range of motion. A Lou raise with a side bend, you're just gonna raise your arm, lean over to the side, you're gonna feel it through your armpit, right? Try to shrug your shoulder to try to touch your shoulder to your ear with each rep. Arm flexion, extension. I want you to floss twice and alternate. For the bent over T, you're gonna have a nice bent over arched back position with chest facing the floor. And you're gonna just bring the arms straight out to the side, pinching the shoulder blades together, back and down. You can do this with a thumb down grip, a normal grip, or a thumb up grip, all right? It's a little bit different part of the shoulder with each different grip position because you're rotating at the shoulder joint in order to do that. For the bent over W, you're gonna be in a good bent over position, chest facing the ground, nice arch lower back. You're gonna start with your arms straight towards the ground, and you're gonna come up, bend your elbows, pinch your shoulder blades together, back and down. All right, so you're gonna be in this position at the top. This is gonna work the rotator cuff. Then you're gonna keep the elbows straight and do scap pull ups. All right, just shrugging down, initiating that first part of the pull up movement. For scorpion chest flexors, you're gonna be laying on the ground on your stomach. You're gonna bring one arm straight out to the side and then rotate around and reach with that opposite foot. And you're just gonna alternate sides, take it nice and slow. Don't go into it super quickly with your back. All right, feel a nice rotational stretch. And you also feel it in your pec and in your biceps of the arm that is straight. For the single arm banded overhead press, you're going to be stepping on one end of that band, and then the other hand is going to be holding it in this overhead press position with the band behind your shoulder, and you're just going to press all the way up, shrugging the shoulder up. Okay, trying to stay nice and tall and not let that band kind of rotate you over to the side, so you're going to have to use your glutes to do that. Banded lawnmower start. You're going to step on one end of the band, grab the band in the middle somewhere, wherever's going to be a good resistance for you so you can feel it out, and then just crank start that lawnmower, all right? I'm going to allow some rotation, okay? So this is a full body movement. Push into the ground with your foot, squeeze through that armpit. Just act like you're trying to elbow somebody in the stomach behind you.